Hello friends, in the series on income tax cases, today we will discuss a case where an assessee purchased a property from a seller, and when the TDS was deducted at that time, the seller PAN was inoperative due to non-linkage of the PAN with the Aadhaar card, and if the assessee deducts the TDS at 1% in spite of 20%, so whether in that case, if the assessee proves that the seller has included the sale consideration into his return of income and has duly paid the taxes on that, so whether the assessee can escape from the extra liability of 19% as per section 206AA read with rule 114 AAA sub rule 3. This issue has been taken up by Delhi ITAT G bench in the case of Sanchit Gupta versus Deputy Commissioner of Income Tax CPC TDS, and this case is reported in 186taxman.com 965, and the date of the judgment is 21st May 2026. If we analyze section 206AA read with rule 114 AAA sub rule 3, then this provision says that if some person is buying a property from a seller, and on the date of deduction of TDS, the PAN number of the seller is inoperative, that is, it is not linked with Aadhaar. In that case, the purchaser of the property should deduct the TDS at the rate of 20% and not at the rate of 1%. In the present case, the property was purchased in August 2023. The TDS was deducted at 1% under section 194 IA, and on that date, the PAN number of the seller was not linked with the Aadhaar card, and when the Form 26 QB was filed on 28th August 2023, on that date the PAN number was inoperative. So the CPC processed the return on the next day, that is 29th August 2023, and created a demand of 19% of the purchase consideration by saying that the assessee has violated the provision of section 206AA read with rule 114 AAA sub rule 3. The assessee pleaded that the Central Board of Direct Taxes has increased or has given leverage up to 31st May 2024 for linking of the PAN, but in the present case, since the seller has linked the PAN after that date, so even the CIT appeal didn't entertain the appeal of the assessee and held the assessee as assessee in default. When the matter came before the tribunal, it was a contention of the assessee that as per section 40A clause IA read with section 201 subsection 1 of the Income Tax Act 1961, if the assessee proves that the person to whom the payment has been made has included that payment into his computation of income and had paid the taxes on that, so in that case section 40A clause IA is not applicable, meaning thereby that if the assessee proves that the payments which have been made to some other person and that person has considered that receipts into his income, so in that case the disallowance under section 40A clause IA should not be made. So as per assessee, the provision of section 206AA read with rule 114 AAA sub rule 3 should be analogous to section 40A clause IA read with section 201 subsection 1, and the benefit should be given to the assessee if the assessee proves that the seller has included that payment into his income. The tribunal was convinced with the assessee and remanded the matter back to the assessing officer to establish or to determine that whether the seller has included that amount of sale consideration of the property into his return of income and had paid the taxes, and if the assessing officer is ensured that the same has been done by the seller, so in that case the assessee should not be treated as assessee in default. Friends, this case is very important because the provisions of section 206AA is very harsh, because it is very difficult for the purchaser that to determine that whether the PAN is operative or not, or sometimes it may skip from the mind of the purchaser, or sometimes there is no knowledge to the purchaser that this type of provision is there, because the provision is very harsh. The 1% rate is jumped up to 20%, and direct tax liability of 19% comes because when the properties are purchased, the value of the property is much more. For example, if it is 50 lakh, so 50 lakh, if we calculate the 19%, so the amount is very high. So this provision can help those assessees which have not ensured at the time of purchasing the property that whether the PAN number of the seller was operative or not at the time of the purchase of the property. At the end of this video, once again I am repeating the name of the case. The name of the case is Sanchit Gupta versus Deputy Commissioner of Income Tax CPC TDS, and this case is reported in 186taxman.com 965, and the date of the judgment is 21st May 2026. Thank you, friends.